Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming to my speech today. My name is Cole Fischer. Before we get started, I would like to propose a question to the audience. Have you heard of the music genre hyperpop? And if you have, what are some of your favorite songs and artists that perform this microgenre? Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get started with this speech. Hyperpop is a microgenre of pop music that has been gaining popularity over recent years. Some of the biggest artists in today's culture consider themselves to be a part of this genre. In this speech, I hope to go over its origins. I also would like to discuss what exactly is hyperpop. What are some of the sounds that they use to create this genre, and what are some of the defining features of it? And lastly, I would like to go over where hyperpop stands today and popular artists that currently perform this genre. Now, let's dive into the first topic of discussion, which is on the origins of hyperpop. The term hyperpop was first used by Don Shuey in October of 1988. He used the term in an article he wrote talking about a Scottish dream pop band named Cocteau Twins. Dream pop is another microgenre of pop music as well. The publication company Complex states that the origins of hyperpop are tangled and murky in the way that things conceived on the internet often are. Some of the earliest sightings of hyperpop we know today show up in the music genre that gained prominence on the website SoundCloud called Nightcore. This is another subgenre of electronic music, and we can trace this back to some of the earliest, more recognizable hyperpop that we would hear today. Spotify editor Lizzie Sasbo refers to A.G. Cook as the godfather of the genre. Many also consider Sophie and Charlie XCX to be pioneers of this genre as well, incorporating a lot of the styles and sounds used in the later iterations of the microgenre. In May of 2019, hyperpop duo 100 gecs released their debut album 1000 gecs, which amassed millions of listeners on streaming services and helped consolidate the style. This album took hyperpop to its most extremes and highlighted a lot of the qualities that make it such a catchy, fun, and interesting up-and-coming genre. Now, let's go over what sounds and what kind of music styles define hyperpop as a microgenre. Hyperpop reflects an exaggerated approach to pop music. It includes elements such as brash synth melodies, heavily auto-tuned vocals, excessive compression and distortion, and surrealist references to 2000s internet culture. This genre often includes vocals that are heavily processed or even metallic in some ways. It also includes melodic percussion sounds, some catchy choruses, and the song lengths typically tend to be a bit shorter than the average pop song. And it also just adds an overall angst that you wouldn't find in traditional pop music. This genre is fairly new, however, and due to the experimental nature of the music, it is destined to continue to evolve and grow over time. The ultimate goal is to transcend the need for a genre altogether by creating music that is really hard to define or pigeonhole. This allows artists that create hyperpop music to have a lot of creative freedom to experiment with sound and different music making techniques to continue to take the genre to the next level. Now, let's begin to talk about where hyperpop stands today and some of the artists currently performing in this genre. Hyperpop has gained significant popularity in recent years, but has been growing for over a decade. Apps like TikTok and Instagram have done a great job at helping push this music and these artists into the mainstream. Some prominent artists currently making music that's considered hyperpop include the previous mentioned artists 100 gecs and Charlie XCX. Some other popular artists are Glaive, Otadari, Dorian Electra, and underscores. As you can see, most of these artists are different from one another, helping back up the notion that the genre has the potential to have a little something for everyone to enjoy. Ultimately, hyperpop is a countercultural approach to pop music that continues to gain significant traction in the internet music space. It hasn't just broken into the mainstream, it has skyrocketed onto the scene, and I'm very interested to see where this microgenre goes from here. Thank you very much for listening to this speech on hyperpop, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.